Hello and welcome to Matt and Michael's Lockdown this week. First of all, I'll hand you over to Matt.
Thank you, Michael, and good afternoon, friends everywhere. It's great to be able to do something again, and I'm hoping to sing you a song before the advent of the next storm, which is due, I think, in an hour or two. The song that's on my mind today is called The Old Bog Road. And just to put people in the picture, it was written by a lady from Kilcock, County Kildare. She was born Teresa Cora Boylan in 1868, but she later married a French Canadian and a fella called Richard Brayton. She emigrated to America and was very active in Irish American circles. There was nationalism in her blood because her great-grandfather had taken part in the Battle of Prosperous in 1798. I didn't even know there was a battle in Prosperous in 1798. Her first book of poetry was published in 1913, Songs of the Dawn and Irish Ditties. And it included this song called The Old Bog Road. Now, there are more verses in this song than I had ever imagined, and it's a little bit of a struggle to read them. But, however, here goes. My feet are here on Broadway, this blessed harvest morn, but oh, the ache that's in them for the spot where I was born. My weary hands are blistered through work and cold and heat, and oh, to swing a scythe once more through fields of Irish wheat. Had I the chance to wander back or own a king's abode, I'd sooner see the hawthorn tree on the old bog road. When I was young and restless, my mind was ill at ease, through dreaming of America and the gold beyond the seas. Oh, sorrow rake their money, 'tis hard to find the same. And what's the world to any man of one speaks not his name? I've had my day, and here I am, a-building bricks per load, along 3,000 miles away, or from the old bog road. My mother died last springtime, when Ireland's fields were green. The neighbour said her waking was the finest ever seen. There were snowdrops and primroses piled high beside her bed, and Ferns church was crowded when her funeral mass was read. And here was I on Broadway, a-building bricks for load, when they carried out her coffin down the old bog road. There was a decent girl at home who used to walk with me. Her eyes were soft and sorrowful, like moonlights o'er the sea. Her name was Mary Dwyer, but that was long ago. The ways of God are wiser than the things that man might know. She died the day I left her, a-building bricks per load. I'd best forget the days I've spent on the old bog road. Ah, life's a weary puzzle, past finding out by man. I'll take the day for what it's worth and do the best I can. Since no one cares a rush for me, what need is there to moan? I'll go my way and draw my pay and smoke my pipe alone. Each human heart must bear its grief, though bitter be the bold. So God be with you, Ireland, and the old bog road.
Now here's a poem about old clothes. I visited an art exhibition in Navan in the Solstice Art Centre, where an artist had invited locals to give in their old clothes, and the artist created an exhibition out of it. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if you could gather up all your old clothes and spread them out from where you live now? In my case, Trim, County Meath, way back to where you were born. In my case, Gilsenan, County Sligo. So I wrote a poem, and it's called If I Could Lay Down All Clothes I Ever Wore. If I could lay down all clothes I ever wore, we could pilgrimage my garment trail. The suit, bought the morning after mother's death, worn to 3 christenings. His topcoat, inherited but never filled. By Mullingar we might have reached a wedding outfit. By Longford laughed at the broad lapels, the flares. The Shannon Bridge festooned with floral shirts, and on the curlews college gear. Crested uniforms, well-shone shoes, to deaden the stiff climb into Sligo. Beyond, the last leg is all imported stuff, parcelled for Christmas. American fashions designed for better fed, loose on us, leaner. My New York styles played schoolyard football against Cathal Sharkey's London chic. Pathetic baby bits softened the last few miles before the ruin, bought for my 2 older brothers who never wore them, folded, wrapped, put away from me in desperate hope. I was lucky. I wore them out.
This afternoon it is my pleasure to introduce you to the warm baritone voice of Philip Byrne. Philip Byrne, for many years, played the leading role in all the Navan Musical Society presentations. Opposite his leading lady, local girl, Marjorie Fitzsimons Mulvaney. It was my pleasure to do one concert with Philip in in the summer anyway of 1987. And on that occasion I heard him singing the aria from La Traviata called Di Provenzo il Mar. It's sung by Giorgio Garmont, who would be the father of Alfredo in the opera. And it is a very, very challenging but beautiful aria. And Philip had the voice to do it justice. In his personal life, he had, let me read these notes. His work ranges from grand opera to oratorio, from musical comedy to cabaret. He's a 3-time prize winner of the Waterford International Festival of Light Opera, and he was a specialist in Percy French, did a one-man Percy French show, toured extensively in Ireland and America. And the sad news is he was taken from this life far, far too young. I was shocked to learn that Philip had passed away quite a few years ago. So I hope you're going to enjoy this rendition of Di Provenzo il Mar. Now this was recorded in video in the Navan Gala concert organised by Tom Fitzsimons in 1987. So enjoy.
And now I'll read 2 poems, and they're by an African American poet called Langston Hughes, who's quite well known. He died in 1967. He lived in New York. The first poem is called Mother to Son. Mother to son. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time I's been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you set down on the steps 'cause you find it's kinder hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey. I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And the other poem, which is short, is called Dreams. Dreams. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll have another episode next week. We'll finish now with a tune from the band Skelta, which is headed by David Gilsenan, Matt's son, and is based in Switzerland. This is from their album Skelta at Work. It's a tune called The Two Finger Reel, and it's nice and lively. So I've chosen some images from the seaside during one of the recent storms to match. I hope you all enjoy it. Take care until we see you again. Bye.